welcome back. So I am just going to do like a fall inspired look using the Surge palette from Blend Bunny. When I think of fall, I often think of oranges and greens, and I believe I'm going to stick with this row right here. It's primarily like orange and like a deep kind of maroon, and I will show you what I am going to do. Starting with the paint base, eyeshadow base from Colored Rain. This is in the shade Wheat, and here we go. So I'm using a dense brush to apply this paint base eyeshadow base from Colored Rain. I wanted to use this because I wanted a sort of matte base, and also I'm starting to sing songs, so that is why I am looking like I'm talking. So the first shade we're going to use is this bright orange, and something was making me itch, and it's named Juicy. Taking it on a fluffy brush. This is from Rose and Ben. So this brush is the E26 from Rose and Ben, but you can use any fluffy brush that you have. I'm concentrating that Juicy shade on the outer edge of my eye. I'm using patting and circular blending motions just to build it up. Now I'm going over to the other side to do the same thing. After you've built that up to your liking, you can go ahead into the shade Taboo. I'm using the same brush. I'm wiping it off a little bit. You don't see that. And I'm going over that Juicy shade, but I'm concentrating it a bit more towards the edge of my eye, the outermost part, rather than the middle where the Juicy shade kind of is. I just want to darken that outer area a little bit just to kind of have this gradient. Again, I'm using circular motions just to blend that out instead of patting it on. Okay, so now I'm going in with the shade Power, which is this really pretty bright neon orange. And am I getting a new brush? No, I am just getting a towel to wipe the brush off, especially since we use those two deeper shades. Now I'm going to take Power and putting it closer to the middle of my eye. So now we're working back inward. We were just working outward a minute ago. You understand. Again, I am using circular motions just because I want to have the color diffused and not necessarily just stamped on my eye. And I find that doing the little quick circular soft motions really gives me the kind of blend and look that I'm going for. Now the fun part. I'm taking this lovely shimmer called Zip It Up and putting that shimmer on my eye, starting a bit in the middle and then going towards all the way towards the inner corner. Now, since I've got these long nails, what I'm going to do now is take this flat, sort of like paint brush looking brush, again from Rose and Ben, and I'm picking up that same shimmer and applying it closer to the inner corner of my eye, just because I couldn't get my finger with my nails on all the way there. Didn't want to poke my eye out, kid. So I'm going back in with that shade Power, and I'm going to put that toward the inner part of my eye. I just want to have a little, like, teeny pop of orange right there. Now on to the face, I'm just going to tell you the products I plan to use. I'm using the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm in the shade Universal. That is going to be my primer for today before I go on to foundation, which is going to be the YSL All Hours foundation. I'm applying the foundation with a densely packed foundation brush that has a bit of a slant or an angle to it. We're sticking with that bougie YSL and going in with their newest concealer. It is the All Hours concealer. This is one that is very dry, so if you do not like a dry concealer, I would suggest that you do not purchase this one. I'm placing the concealer in a couple of spots, a little bit under the eye, also towards the side, and then going onto the forehead and drawing a Y for YSL, and then the chin and the upper lip under the nose kind of area. And now we are about to blend. Just kidding. I'm going to let my concealer dry down a little bit, even though it's already gonna dry, and go in to do my brows. I am using Benefit products. This is their little like brow jelly thing, and then I'm gonna go in with their brow pencil, and at some point later I'm going to set everything with their brow setter, not sweater, setter. A little update while I'm doing my brows. Right under the brow bone, on top of those shades I have on my eyes, I did put a bit of a lighter shade there just to allow some blending and some room between the darker shades and my actual eyebrow. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Time to blend the concealer out. I'm actually using a Danessa Myricks puff, or is that a puff? I don't know what it is, but that is what I'm using to blend my concealer. Now I know mostly we use brushes and maybe even sponges, but I've really been enjoying using these little puff things, especially since I don't feel like wetting a sponge and I don't feel like looking for a brush. Here we go. This is the Oma Beauty setting powder. It's the one where you twist the top and that's how the powder comes out. I'm taking this Linda Hallberg puff and I'm dipping into that powder. I believe the shade I'm using is Rich Tan, and I'm just going to go in and set the concealer with that powder. Sticking with the fall theme, I'm going in with this cream blush in the shade Spicy, this really nice orange from the brand Colored Rain. We are going to keep with Colored Rain and go in with their bronzer in the shade Naughty Spice. I really like this bronzer. I have it in two shades, Naughty Spice and then a deeper one called Mocha Queen, and I like it. I like it a lot. So I magically now have on a bit of mascara. I use the Huda Beauty One Coat. And now I'm going in with a pencil from Natasha Denona. This is one of her Macro Tech pencils. This is like that maroon one. To finish off the eyes, I'm just going to take a couple of the shades I used and line that lower lash line. I'm going to use some of the lighter shades first, and then I'll go in with some of the deeper shades. Just going to do that on both eyes and just kind of like finish everything off. I grabbed an LA Girl lip liner and I'm applying that right now before I put on a lipstick, and I just had to sing a little bit right there. The lipstick I'm going to use is from Lisa Eldridge, and it is her Velvet Morning shade. This is probably my favorite, like, orangey lipstick. Love it so much. Okay, I'm about to try to be a little bit fancy. I'm going to use that shade Zip It Up and apply it as highlighter. This is for Jan, Dawn, Nikki, and Will. I know you see that. You see that. You see that highlighter. Okay, so I didn't get to film an outro because I had to go to work. But I wanted to come back at the end of my work day and show you my face. So the only thing that I have done is to reapply some of my lipstick because I had something to eat, and so a bit of it came off, not a ton. I find that these lipsticks are pretty long wearing, and I would say the whole face, girl, is long wearing. So we use the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm, the YSL foundation and concealer, and then we use the Oma Beauty setting powder. And on the eyes, we have Blend Bunny Surge palette, and the, what is this called? The highlighter is still going. Like, there's a little bit of creasing going on, and my oils are starting to come through, but girl, I still look good. Yes, so I think that's it. I hope that you are taking care of yourself and that some of this was helpful. I switched that. You saw that? Be sure to like the video. That really helps get the channel out there. Subscribe to the channel as well. And comment. Let me know some of your fave fall looks. Also, I watched the season finale of Only Murders in the Building this morning. Please tell me if you watched that show. Please tell me, because we need to talk about it. I hope somebody watches it. Y'all, that show is so good. And I was like crying in this last episode. I hope one of you watches that show. It's so good. It's with Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. Love all of them. So let me know. I'm real excited. Okay, I think now that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.